Got on the air, and we're joined now by Judy Battista.
Did you see that, how I just slid it in?
Yeah, that was smooth.
Yeah, I was like, Tim's gone. I don't know what happened. Judy, good to be with you.
Hi,
Adam
Judy.
Copeland and Derek Papa
Nice
here.
to meet you.
You know
Good to
Derek.
be here. Yeah.
Yeah, you know Derek
Good to be here.
from his days at the NFL Network. Yeah.
Well, our paths didn't cross.
Right.
She was on the field.
Okay, gotcha. Well, it's good to have you. Good to be with
to
you.
be here.
Good to have you with us. So, I mean, how what's your take, I guess, initially on how the Bay Area is receiving this Super Bowl? Because, I mean, we're the Niner flagship, and we talked about our hell situations for the Super Bowl, and Seattle was prominently featured,
probably
I think,
bad, right.
as one of the teams. I think a lot of people are also just sour on the Patriots because they get to do it again so quickly with a whole new crew of guys.
See, I don't feel like it's a Patriots redux because it's an entirely different, because they went so far down and then rebuilt. So I don't really feel like it's a continuation of that. I mean, I understand if you're a 49ers fan, this is like, right, the NFC Championship game must not have been a great day.
Wasn't
No.
ideal, no.
No.
Not ideal.
But, I mean, the Seahawks are really, really good. Like, all season, I thought the Seahawks and the Rams were probably the two best teams all along. And, the Seahawks are really good.
No, they are. So we know you cover mostly the East Coast for the NFL Network.
I try to cover the rest of the country, but,
It's a big country.
It's a big country. The flights are really long.
No, I know. But you know the Jets very well. The news today, Frank Reich is going to be their new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We know Frank Reich very well for being the head coach at Stanford. Any reason why Frank Reich wants to take this job, even though it's kind of weird with the quarterback situation?
Because it's an offensive coordinator job in the NFL,
Yeah.
probably. I actually think it's a pretty good fit for the Jets. Like, I think they needed an experienced play caller, somebody who has developed quarterbacks in the past, who has worked with like a range of quarterback styles. I mean, it's been bleak there quarterback-wise
Yeah.
at the Jets. I don't need to tell you this. Who knows who the quarterback's going to be this year? We have no clue. So I actually think having an experienced play caller and somebody who has developed all kinds of quarterbacks is actually going to be helpful to Aaron Glenn, who is obviously, I mean, this is a make-or-break year. That's an understatement. So I actually like the hire.
Judy Battista joins us from the NFL Network, a special 8.5-hour edition of NFL Game Day Morning Air Super Bowl Sunday, starting
boy.
at 6 a.m. You better, bring a lunch.
I mean, bring a pillow, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be napping on like,
You
in
can bring
between
your
hits.
taxes, get everything done. You have plenty of time to get it all in before the game on Sunday. It's funny you mentioned it's an NFL offensive coordinator job. Like, it's a valuable thing. We've been talking a lot about this with the vacancies, 10 vacancies at head coach, now all filled, seemingly, will be when this game's over, with Clint Kubiak to the Raiders. But it doesn't seem to me like it's viewed that way now as frequently by candidates. It's not unprecedented to turn down a job,
Right.
but it seems now like head coaching candidates, we saw it with Ben Johnson, there's a couple other we had talked about where they're kind of waiting to find their right opportunity. Do you get that impression that
There's no question.
there's
I
less
think
control there?
the hot candidates, right? The candidates who know they're
Right.
going to have options and who know they will have options next year if they don't do it this year, they can wait. But not everybody is Ben Johnson, right?
Right.
Like, most of them, I think, still feel like when the opportunity comes along, there's 32 jobs, and you better grab the one that you can get, because who knows if that – I mean, we have seen it before where – I mean, Brian Schottenheimer is a head coach now, but he was a hot candidate 15 years ago.
Right.
Didn't get a job at that point and then waited 15 years.
Yeah.
So I still think that's the feeling for most of them.
Which head coaching hire is the most intriguing to you this offseason?
Well, I mean, obviously it's in my backyard, but how's John Harbaugh going
Yeah.
to change the New York Giants and get them back? I think that's a great fit. I mean, that was one of my favorite hires. I thought that was just a match made perfectly, so I'm most intrigued by that. But also, like, how's Mike McCarthy going to do at the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah.
You know, they haven't hired an experienced head coach like ever, and they haven't hired a coach with an offensive background like ever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a total break from their old pattern, but I think it was the right time to make clearly the offense is the problem. They need to get a young quarterback in there. They finally need to get another franchise quarterback in there and develop them.
Judy
Right.
Battista with us on the NFL Network. How do you view the landscape of the NFC West? Is Seattle far and away that much better and entrenched there at the top? Because I don't think it's that big of a gap. And the Niners, I think a lot of question marks going into the next season. Can they continue to develop? Because while we know they found ways to win this year, I don't totally know what the plan going forward is beyond McCaffrey and where they go at receiver.
No, first of all, I don't think the gap is. Listen, I mean, the games between the Rams and the Seahawks this year were were decided by like 3 points,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
the margin
literally.
is. It could not have been closer. And the 49ers, I mean, I have no idea how Kyle Shanahan did what they did this year with all of the injuries. Like every week you thought, all right, this is the one they can't survive. This is not sustainable anymore. This is the end. And then they kept winning. So, no, the gap is very, very small in this division and like incredibly competitive.
Roger Goodell announced on Monday there's going to be 9 international games coming up this season. Do you think it's only a matter of time before we're playing an international game every week of the season?
Yeah, I mean, that's inevitably where this is headed.
Yeah.
It's obviously related to them getting to an 18-game regular season, but I mean, we're already up to 9, and we're only in a 17-game season. So yeah, I mean, this is clearly where they're headed.
I mean, I'm waiting for Goodell to say next year on the moon. Like, I don't know.
I mean, the only thing they haven't
everywhere.
figured out yet is Asia and how to manage that. But, like, you know, they're doing Australia, so
that's about the same.
It's about the same.
They're crossing the date line and all that. I mean, it's you just have to do that early in the season. Or you have to do it week 1.
Right.
I think you give the teams the extra time on the back end. What situation is most fascinating to you for a team this offseason? Because I look at, Miami's situation. Obviously, they're moving on from their quarterback. I look at a team like you mentioned Baltimore earlier. I mean, they've got a new head coach. I think Buffalo is an intriguing case this offseason. What do they do? Again, every year, to put help around Josh Allen? Is there a team that you're focused on most this offseason?
Buffalo is a good example, and the Ravens, too, because those are 2 teams that I think every year we think are right there and should be competing. And they've obviously got tremendous quarterbacks that they have not been able to get over the finish line yet. And what do? And to change coaches who, in both cases, have been really successful coaches, won a lot of games, but couldn't get them over the finish line into the Super Bowl. I mean, those are risky moves that they made, firing those coaches, and then in both cases hiring first-time head coaches. I mean, those owners really went for it there. Yeah.
No, definitely. So we're talking about the Patriots in the Super Bowl, their resurgence this season, and all starts with Mike Vrabel. Is there a reason why, after he got fired from Tennessee, he had to wait a whole season to be, I guess, an assistant coach with the Cleveland Browns and then get his chance again?
Well, I think he was one of those people who was going to wait for the right opportunity. Like, first of all, the fact that he was let's take a step back. The fact that he was fired from the Tennessee Titans is insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Insane. But then he was certainly in a position. He knew he was going to be a sought-after candidate, and so he, I think, stepped back, let everything settle. And then obviously the absolute perfect scenario came up where he was available and things were not going well in New England, and they pulled the plug on the Gerard Mayo experiment, and it's worked perfectly. I mean, he was a really good head coach in Tennessee. He won a lot of games and they went to the playoffs without like a top-level quarterback, right?
It was an AFC championship,
Right. So you knew he was a good coach, and now he's got a quarterback. He's got a great staff. Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator. They spent a lot of money, and they spent it well in free agency. They drafted well. I mean, it's all coming together.
Judy Battista, the NFL Network, 8.5 hours, Game Day Live on Sunday
morning. Gotta hydrate.
Great to have you with us. Thanks
Great
so much
for
joining us.
Thank you, Judy.
Dirty Work rolls on from Radio Row in San Francisco. We got to take a quick break because Hall of Famer Terrell Davis is going to join us. He'll stop by. Of course, played for Mike Shanahan in Denver. We can talk about that Shanahan zone run scheme,
yes, we can,
as well as his thoughts